God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh. I can run this town. feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low. 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 Till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Qiddiya.
Happy Saturday evening, folks. You're tuned into the ESL Challenger League Season 50. It's time for Europe Cup 2, where 5 teams still remain. But by the end of this broadcast, we'll be going down to 4. My name is Pavlos, joined by Ted to take you through the action. My man, what's cooking? Exciting matchup ahead.
I think ESC is cooking, man. I'm looking at that lower bracket and I'm thinking, how the hell are those teams in here? But yeah, I'm feeling really excited. As you said, it's a happy Saturday, and what better thing to do on a good old Saturday evening than watch some good old Counter-Strike. But I feel like now we're reaching those closing stages of ESL Challenger League Season 50 Europe Cup 2. Obviously, Cup 3 has been announced just earlier today or later on yesterday, but we are still focused on everything in here. Everyone battling it out for the $12K. And of course the Season 50 Europe final spot. But we have a lot of exciting teams. Obviously we do have a couple ones that are yet to register their first loss in the upper bracket, but myself and yourself, Pavlos, we're going to be focusing on the lower bracket here.
Indeed, and we've already got a little bit of context about what's going on. Some really important qualifications going through, and you know, most importantly, that 2-0 against Fnatic by ESC, quite the banger of a match to get them to the lower bracket semi-final. Winning this one takes you to the top 4, and it hasn't been an easy route though, has it, Ted? Because there've been some really strong contenders throughout this tournament.
Yeah, I feel like it hasn't really. For a team like ESC especially, obviously they did lose to BC Game. And BC Game, they have been the headhunters. They have been the hitmen of the upper bracket, right? Simple has been dominating earlier today, tweeting that he's a little bit bored after all the easy wins lately and he wants a Rio challenge. I feel like we can't really fault ESC, but other than that, they have been one of the most impressive teams in Tier 2. And on the other side, we've got a 9 team that technically lost to BC Game, but in reality, they had to forfeit their upper bracket game. So they are technically again unbeaten in the tournament.
They are indeed. Now, there's a lot of things to focus on here, Ted, but would you like to have a look at the Qiddiya player of the match? Because I feel like there are so many names that have been doing so well. ESC, you could pick apart all of the individuals they've got in that roster, but Reiko has been that step above.
Reiko's been phenomenal, man, and I am really glad to see his improvement individually, because I feel like towards the latter stages of CSGO, he was one of the most exciting players in Tier 2 Counter-Strike. Obviously, he did get that promotion in CS2 over into Sprout, but we all know how that one worked out with the organization ceasing to exist, sadly. Then he went over to Revenant, to Into the Breach. All of those projects incredibly, I want to say, dysfunctional for multiple reasons, and ever since March, he's been back on ESC, and it felt like being back with the Polish guys was just a bit of a, I want to say, one step back in order to gain the momentum and go forward. And it turns out that he doesn't even need international Counter-Strike to be playing good Counter-Strike. He's been one of the best players in the last month in the entire world when you look at some of the ratings. And you are looking at that Fnatic game that you mentioned, the 13-1 that they were able to handle them on Overpass, which was a complete banger. Reiko registered the highest rated map in his entire career, 2.72, 28 and 9. He was an absolute beast, and to do that against Fnatic, I mean, that's it's no small victory.
Look, you can pick apart some strong maps here. We've already jumped into the veto. There's no beating around the bush. We're jumping right into the action. Both these teams have had some strong ones. There is no arguing that ESC have been absolutely berserk on Nuke. And, of course, a strong reliability. Out of the last 21 games, they've won 20 of them. So I feel like 9 heading into this one with such a winning streak that ESC have got their belts, 10 matches in a row. You know, it's already going to be a hard task for 9, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really difficult veto, right? You're playing against a team that you don't really want to test on a singular map. Ancient is one of the best maps for 9, is one of the best maps for ESC as well, so you can't really pick into it. Train has been looking really good for the international side. This is the permaban of ESC, and then you're going into the maps that they pick into. Nuke, you can't really avoid, and Nuke, I feel like ESC have been one of the best teams in Tier 2 Counter-Strike on this map in the last couple of months. As you pointed out, they've been registering ridiculous numbers on this map. So if you are 9, you are a little bit forced to go into a map that you should be comfortable with, but you can't really find a quote-unquote punish pick against those guys.
Well, hold your horses, everybody. We'll be jumping into the matchup soon, but until we do that, you've got time to go grab a drink. We'll be back after a tech pause and see you in a bit.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town.
All right, folks, didn't take long at all, did it? Back into the action, though. Talk about win conditions here. Obviously, 9 have got a task and a half on their hand. Who do we rely on? Who do we look at?
Ooh, that's a big question. You know, I had the pleasure of watching 9 play throughout the last couple of days, and there's been a couple close nukes that they've played. The 25-23 here in Challenger against Hotu was a massive banger. I feel like one of the issues when it comes down to 9 is the fact that it's really difficult to transition their consistency from one half to the other, right? And in a lot of their nukes so far, we've seen them have a good start, have an early lead, and then in the second half, something is not quite clicking to the way that it should be. But all in all, I feel like if you are talking win conditions, we have to look at some of the individuals. We have to look at guys like Kragan, like Cjod, like Moto on the op as well. And that is an interesting conversation to be had, Pablos, because we're going into this one with Moto being a stand-in oper for 9, but not really being a newbie to the team at all, right? He's yet to lose a game in Challenger since joining. He played with the guys in June. They just decided to go with Fuzi instead, but now he's back and he's been playing well.
I mean, technically, 9 haven't even lost the game, like you said, in Challengers generally, but they're still in the lower bracket because of a forfeit there, which is unfortunate. You know, it happens. But you're right. An interesting place Moto is in, right? At the same time, it feels it's a bit of a proving ground from him to see if he deserves that full-time spot in the team. And so far, so good. Not too bad, not too shabby. And he's even racking up more numbers than he did when he subbed back in June. So, yeah, interesting stuff there from 9, not having figured out their 5th, but they need to figure out how to win this game, and it's not going to be an easy feat. Starting things off on Nuke, folks, ESC have been racking up insane numbers on this one, but we get things going quickly as a drop into ramp has already commenced.
Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. Ra's able to get a double kill out of it. Moto fighting back, and By has been left to try and clutch up. We've got a couple HUD issues, folks, but don't get worried. We are aware of the possibility to get a little bit confused. Speaking about being a little bit confused,
it's a bit of a spoiler.
Just go down, and yeah, we've got an ELO delivery. Samey, that's him. Yeah, that's the man.
Well, Faven's still alive, even though with 1 point of health, which is ludicrous. And somehow...
And I think we've had a disconnect.
Yeah, right at the start of the round as well, I think. We'll have to see how that one plays out, if any damage has been taken. Obviously, we didn't really get to see the very start of that round, so we'll be finding things out as they go, and once we do, we'll relay that information, but we'll take it as it shows on the game so far. An attempt to breach into this A side where both CTs are holding. Well,
ooh, Kragan's down there.
Kragan being here, but not on the HUD, is interesting.
There he is.
Pick up. Well, that's all you need, folks. Disappear on the HUD and you'll be Houdini on the server. That's some magic work from Kragan to keep 9 in the lead from the start.
Yeah, long story short, Rouse is able to get a triple kill. They go for a ramp rush. They had a setup in towards the ramp as well when it felt like they were ready. We're jumping right back into attack, but you know what? It's no real biggie, is it? Because we do have a lot of things to discuss. Rouse's firepower, actually, I think is a really good talking point as an in-game leader.
Okay.
Obviously, 9 are in Budapest right now. They were playing the Star Ladder Series 19 on LAN. Unfortunately, did end up bombing out after losing against both Navi and Gentlemates. But they did get a map off of Navi, which I think is a result that we can't really ignore, right? For a team like 9, I feel like the worrying sign there is the fact that. Rouse, I think both him and Barry know that they can play really good Counter-Strike, and they have the pieces to be winning a lot of the games that they are losing. The issue that I find with them is that they are struggling to play against teams that have an unorthodox and really creative approach to the game. Thus, you play against Navi, you see a lot more logic. It's a lot easier to counter. They make a lot more sense with the way that they approach the game, so you could potentially, at least if you lose, know why you've lost, right? You're not getting upset. And if you have a good enough game plan, you get a map. Then you're going against a team like ESC that is a lot more proactive, going with the flow. Olymp loves a proactive type of call-in, and he's got the pieces around him to do so. And this is usually where 9 struggle.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that, right, and how it converts into the map pool as well. That Ancients win against Navi cannot be ignored, but then again, you've got really interesting situations on other maps where, sure, you did take down Hotu on that 2-0 over in the lower bracket, but that didn't really sell the whole story, did it, Ted? Because we're talking about 25-23 on Nuke and the 13-11 on Train. So both maps, well, Train, will we be seeing Train on the map pool? We'll definitely be seeing Nuke and Ancient, and it's Dust as a second one, so no, we won't be seeing Train. But yeah, a lot of questions around 9 and where they can find the consistency here. But ESC, Ted, I feel like that's a conversation we need to be having overall.
Sure.
They're one of those teams that decided to go early with the changes in the roster, brought in Moonwalk before the player break right around in May, and ever since it's been a gradual performance growth from them. But instantly, once we hit September, maybe end of August, there's just been this spark, this switch that has been flipped, and they've been on fire ever since.
I think that's why it's really reliable and easier to actually get hyped up about it, right? Because it wasn't an instant thing. It was a gradual, I guess, development over a couple months, and now they just started dominating. And Reiko's playing well, Sami's playing well, all of them are playing well, really. Good news is we'll get to see them play even better as we are ready to jump right back at it. Forest buy coming up regardless of the lack of a bomb plant.
Yeah, already some damage due to nades. Moonwalk, Reiko down to 60 and 40 points of health respectively.
Pragan is one to have a look on. He's been struggling consistency-wise individually, and he's getting a lot of good spots to deliver.
Jump on the ramp player. Suddenly, this B site could be pushed wide open. 9, you've lost another player. So instantly, you might even want to call the save, and that's off the back of ESC's just 2 early picks.
That's a really tough one. It is a really tough one because you're looking at this round. What happened in perspective? You just have your ramp player get headshot, then you've got your first rotation player down secret get another one, and that's it. It's just 2 fights that you can't win, 2 players that are completely alone, not in the crossfire, unable to fall back. Just 2 shots coming out of ESC, and this is one of the most dangerous qualities of this team. Sure, you're gonna get a couple exit kills here and hold on to the rifles, but this is still not how you wanted this CT side to start, especially considering the way that you did win the pistol pretty convincingly.
There's always that looming possibility on these explosive second rounds, and you did mention it, Ted. These are tendencies that ESC show often, and we get to see it straight out of the rip.
Yeah, Polish teams have always been really creative in half buys, and they've always been really creative in the, I guess, speed that they're bringing over to the table, right? Ancient is another example, and we might get to it if we go all the way, obviously, but Polish teams have always been really good on puggier maps and maps that allow you to be a little bit quicker. It is a little bit weird that we're on Nuke right now, and this has been their best, and Nuke is anything but a puggy map, but they're still really good on it.
When you said Polish, I thought you said polished, and I was like, I mean,
their Nuke is polished.
Yeah, so it works.
And it is Polish.
Polish polished. But it's already an entry from Olymp, and Reiko continues to reign supreme. It looks like 9 don't stand a chance. An explosive jump out of the smokes, set unprecedented. And now Sejop on the wrong side of the site. Not even looking in at this point, blocked off by a smoke, and even a molly to prohibit his entry. Only an MP9 in hand, so this makes it a little bit more tough. A tough world, really, for 9 overall this game so far. Just the pistol round they can have on their names. But apart from that, not much else. Reiko looks behind and above just on time. Therefore, 2 in a row for ESC.
It's not really shocking that we needed just 3 rounds to see the first triple kill out of Reiko, is it? Lovely pop in towards that A bomb side. We're going to see it on the replay as well. Look at the mollies. Brawl on this molly, top HUD, backside, heaven smoked, flashes over. Realistically, where can the CTs be? There isn't a single position. You're looking at the execution. The only spot where a CT could probably be is right in front of that HUD smoke in towards the HUD door, but that's where everyone's going to be looking at. So unless you break the smokes or flash through, which obviously you can't really do on a forest buy where the money's a little bit low, you're screwed up.
Quick round. This is going to be a very quick round. Yeah, how about that? Blink and you miss it.
Instant no purchase. We're going to see Moto on the big green. This is a bit of a tough start here for the side of 9. Obviously, rounds like these, we're not really putting too much emphasis into. The sooner you get done with it, the better.
It's history at this point, but you're still 1 round further behind. And you're on the CT side. You want to kickstart something as early as possible.
Hey, dude, gotta be careful about the pace on the T side, though. At this point, the A-pop worked in the previous one. I think they're setting up for another one.
Might be a little bit more delayed this time. Mess around with the timings. But no waiting for Reiko. Olymp jumps in and it's no success. Moonwalk backs it up. You've got to look on the upper angle here. Reiko trying to get to the back of the site. You haven't quite cleared heaven. Sejop walks out. Reiko's got that covered. But boy, is this close. It's a Moonwalk and Moto standoff. The double M's. But Moto back of sight. Having control of the situation. With most health available to him, Moonwalk, a heavy disadvantage on the HP department, just drops back, hoping that Moto takes the swing, and it's not a bad call. because that's what Modo is trying to do. Oh, snappy USB headshot connects there. Even if it was a body shot, I think it would have been a kill. Still, though, quicker to the trigger than his opponent, and 9 get away with a win.
It's just a name showdown, and that's what you want to see out of Modo, by the way. He knows he's up in a 1v1. Apparently, they had the information that someone had dinked him in the 1v1, so you just pull the pistol out, and you're not playing those headshot angles. You want to run him down. You don't want to let him run away. You don't want to let him have the control. He had enough time to actually go around and go for a bit of a backstab. There's the confidence and the impact coming in from the Romanian Oper early on.
That's still a good read for the attempt there on Moonwalk.
Oh, he played it perfectly. He couldn't have given himself better of a chance, I feel like.
But it was all about who was able to connect that shot first. And in this instance, that was Modo. Now, into the next one. Still a buy available for ESC. And likely another one to follow as well. You can't cripple the economy on the T's that easy, especially when you've had a couple of back-to-back easy rounds per se for this T side. But the smokes outside continue to break. And if you're the defenders here, you need to be careful of a position like this.
This is going to be another really explosive one in towards the ramp. This time around, the CTs look careful though. Look at the setup. Modo with the open towards hell. You've got Sijo just playing anti and ready to peek on the moment of the flash explosion. It's all about trying to get the attention away in towards Secret first and then going for the ramp play.
Did Fabian swing this? Is Moonwalk trying to punish?
They're cancelling.
He's walking quite deep. Oh, Reiko doesn't check his left-hand side. Quick upgrade for Fabian. Ka-ching. He might get caught. Never mind. Fabian's playing a very dangerous game, but one he's coming out on top of. Soon reinforcements arrive, but Fabian doesn't need help.
Eyes on B.
Pick of the litter in terms of the AKs available. Sure, B-side takeover. A couple of players on this 9 squad are low, but if you continue to find frags, it might not even matter. Bajme, show us what you've got, boy. Rouse. He's playing the waiting game perfectly. 60 seconds. It's all down to Bajme to close down the distance, and with Rouse closing up the gap himself, doesn't give him a chance to breathe. 3-3, 9 quick to react.
It's a perfect defense. I feel like at a certain point, ESC realized that it was really uncomfortable to walk in towards the ramp because there was no rotations being baited out. There was no aggression in towards outside. You can see how almost desperate those two players in towards the garage are to get into a fight, to make the CTs nervous, make them feel forced to go for a move in towards that B bomb side, open up an avenue for the bomb to go down B, but it doesn't quite work out. It's great defense. Another really impactful multi-kill out of Rouse. Had a triple in the pistol, now a double in this one.
It's adding up, isn't it? Slowly but surely. Impact shown and reflected on the score sheets. Risky push past the smoke. Kragan not quite close to this. Do you check this far angle? Twice in a row, Raiko can't get the read on the position of his opponents, but at least he trades his life. At least there's the entry. That's where he's been very successful, by the way. 55% success rate on those openers. Oh, Fabian dropping as well. He's going to complicate the affair. Sure has to give his life in the process, but this is where the real meat and potatoes of this round is. Rouse realizes as his opponents approach, but that Mach 10 is rapid. There's no catching up to its pace. And you've even got it closing up the distance yet again. This is so well played. So patient by Moonwalk. And sees a chance to swing. He knows where Kragan is as well. But Kragan won't bite. He knows this isn't a round where he can recover. ESC, great on the hold.
The speed of their plays on the T side is simply phenomenal. It's so impressive. You want to learn how to scale on the T side of Nuke, you just play an ESC demo. It's no wonder that 9 can't really get used to it. Moonwalk, he really is moonwalking at this point. You're looking at really standard plays being brought in from the T side, but then 9 try and react accordingly. Rouse just jump spotting, deploys the nade, tries to get into that headshot angle behind blue. This is how you should approach it, but Moonwalk is just so quick. The moment that he sees Rouse, he knows how he's going to approach the situation. He knows he's got to beat him before he gets to that headshot angle. Does that, you catch him in the open, you're just swinging with the Mach 10. Rouse has got no clue how to react. He's got no chance.
I've got a question here for you, Ted. Off the top of your head, is there any other team that has such a successful win streak or a success rate on a map?
As of
played
right
so
now?
much throughout the year. Right now, this year,
No,
any team,
no.
Tier 1, Tier 2, there's no other team. ESC.
No, this is the most successful. I mean, it is difficult to compare to Tier 1 because obviously they don't play as much, right? And the
No, for
caliber
sure.
of competition is higher,
Absolutely.
but it is a one of one.
But at the same time, you can have the argument that Tier 2 is a bit of an inconsistent space. You're playing so many games, you're bound to drop
Absolutely.
something at some point, and ESC just don't.
Yeah. Only if it wasn't for that one nuke against Forza Reload. They would have been 22 out of 22.
Modo First Blood, it's good to have him on the board already, having the big green invested into. Modo having the better against Moonwalk this entire game so far. That's a deep position for Kragan, though. If he trades his life, 9 in a really good spot. Well, he might do one better. No, just the one. Not out of reach for the ESC squad for now.
This could be a little bit tough for the T side though, right? You've got no presence in towards down secret, you've got no one in towards the lobby. Every single time in the previous rounds they had some idea of a plan B or how to form it. Now you're just walking in from main, you're hoping you win all the fights, but Modo's already in position.
And you've even got a guarantee of the likes of Rouse here. Modo's gone berserk and he's been enough of a distraction for Rouse to peek out with no issue at all. We're going toe-to-toe on this first half, Ted.
Yeah, 9 are showing a really good understanding on how to stop some of those rounds. But again, even when it feels like 9 are reacting properly, even when it feels like they are adapting themselves accordingly with some of that outside aggression, Modo just had a massive round. And that first kill that he gets, it just sets up Kragan perfectly with the bait. And he's able to get 2 more towards the end. But still, you're looking at the scoreboard and you're saying ESC have got 4 rounds on the T side. They're going to be happy. And there still is an opportunity to get a 5th at least.
Why not make an eco work? Or a force buy. Bit of a shaky buy, to be fair.
Yeah, they're alright. They've got rifles.
Not too bad.
Maybe you're just foreseeing the future. Maybe they're on an eco in the next one and they just win it with the Glocks. You know?
Maybe. Or maybe
Polish
they're
Counter-Strike at its finest.
I mean, a couple of players are on the brink of economical collapse on this 9 side, so it's vital they do win this one and keep their rifles to the next one! What is going on, Bajmi? Oh, that is brutal. And if you're 9, you're shaking where you stand. 2 versus 2. Sure, the ESC players are low, but you connect with these headshots. Could be brutal. Modo switches for an AK here.
Oh, he's gone down.
And
they haven't heard it.
The right call.
They should realize there's a possibility. You can see a Kragan on the minimap already going down secret. Thing is, he's not going to be there on time to prevent the bomb from going down. How does Bajmi want to approach that situation? If he goes secret and backstabs Kragan, that would be massive. Oh, Sammy's waiting. What?
Back into Vence he goes. That might be the wrong call, though. Oh, you've just spotted out Modo in heaven. No, never mind. Back to this B site you go. Plant there, 1v2. Modo's got to try to go for this.
He's got to. But he's been hurt. Bajmi's already in here. Modo can't do it. He's gonna go down the ladder, get caught with his pants down, and Bajmi and Sammy have just outbrained 9. 300 IQ to 1.
You see it playing chess while 9 are playing checkers. It's ridiculous how they were able to do that mid-round with so much pressure in the moment.
The fact that they're waiting for Kragan into her secret, that is the truly impressive part, because the player going down the vent doesn't make a step, Kragan doesn't get spotted out at all, he just goes down secret. He does the right thing. He was ahead of the play, but they're still aware that someone might try and make a play. They didn't want to commit because they were so low. They just wanted the CTs to give something away.
That's ridiculous, but the pace ain't slowing down. ESC about to bring on a surprise, but it might work in favor of Rose. Triple for the 5-7. How about that for a turnaround? You thought you started to have full control on the C side, but 9 at 1 to go. The distance here, 5-5. These teams aren't letting go.
You're officially looking at Captain Denmark being more powerful than Captain America. What a play out of Rouse. What a triple kill. Look at the impact, by the way. 9 have got 5 rounds on that CT side. The first one was the pistol where Rouse gets a triple, then a double in another buy round with the MP9, and then another triple, this time with a 5-7. Rouse is an absolute animal on Nuke on that CT side. He's the only reason they're still in this. Maybe himself and Modo a little bit. Gotta give the flowers to the Romanian Opera. He had a big round.
If anybody else in their brain had, and another one going on in their head at that while Ted was talking
Oh
there.
my goodness.
Oh,
What?
maybe I'm not the only one, but Favin's going insane. It's his turn to getting the triple star.
I feel like suddenly it's like we've played the YouTube button for the 2x speed of this game.
Yeah, there's something going on about that. Don't know what it is. Fancy an Olymp clutch?
A 1v4? Yeah.
Well,
why not?
1v3. You know where he is.
Oh, he hit him with a smoke.
So he knows where Favin is. You don't push the smoke. Ah, he does. Jump scare. Favin will end up getting the pick. That's a quad piece for him as well, as he starts to get a solid grasp over this game. And that's 9 with the lead.
I was just gonna say, Rouse was going to be so furious after this round if Favin doesn't get all 3 of those kills, by the way, because he gets killed with a nade in hand trying to block both Hut and Squeaky at the same time. He was responsible for everything, and he's like, well, where's my teammate covering? But Favin was able to compensate for all of it. A big triple out of him. Well, quad kill in the end to wake up. ESC, though, forced to go for a couple pistols with a Hero Glue and a Mac 10, looking for potentially even more speed. They've been going with a really quick approach in the last couple of rounds.
Well, that's it. Trade there, but Olymp being low. Means he's easy pickings for Favin still. Oh, these pistols. Oh, these pistols. They're giving me the hibba-GBs, and they might do the same for 9. C-Shot. Last chance for 9 to end things on a high. Otherwise, ESC might just be getting away with murder.
That's a tough one for C-Shot. He's got a kid, but just the flash to work with, no smoke, no molly, so many angles to be worried about, and he's even gonna get smoked off.
Positives are all is health and a kit. Flash too. No easy task. Oh, you found Draco. Surely you did, or maybe missed out the timing on that. Still though, 6-6 being the score. Paints still a decent story for ESC, having that many rounds on the T-slide, not too shabby.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
Well, that was a fast-paced first half to the series for ESC, and we might be seeing the same thing again from 9 as ESC look to explore multiple extremities on the map already.
It absolutely do. A couple nice shots coming out of Fav and by me trying to fight back, but Moto's getting another one. Those pistol rounds are not looking too bad for 9. Picked up the one in the first half, now looking to make it 2 out of 2. It's just Moonwalk and by me on the other side of things, but if we have learned something so far, that is that those guys can always turn every single round on its head, and by me is onto something. He's chasing Moto down, but he might miss him.
Yeah, misses the timing, actually. Oh, no, doesn't even see him cross. That is just pure unlucky. I think Moonwalk heard Modo. But he's all by himself, so it could be a simple trade here for 9. They could just throw numbers at the problem. But no, Modo's all that's needed. So yeah, by me, it's just chilling for this one. 9 able to indeed make it 2 out of 2. Couple of gooshes coming through. Good weather outside.
Yeah, looks alright. I've always hoped, by the way, if I ever go on a... Ooh, that was a nice shot.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what you've got by me. A couple...
For a little bit too long there.
Yeah. I've always thought if I ever go and visit a nuclear reactor or something like that, I would want the weather to be nice.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Ted.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone's thinking about that.
Yeah, you don't want
completely normal thing.
Imagine if thunder hitting a nuclear reactor probably wouldn't do much because
I don't really want to.
All protected, I imagine.
Sounds yeah, but it could be scary still.
Yeah, yeah, I'd probably need a change of pants. Yes, he also got another buy in them for this one. MP9s, buy me on a FAMAS. A 9, dropping to the lower levels.
Olymp. No utility though, that could be a bit of an issue. He's gonna spot him out, nothing to delay with. He's gonna have to call for help. Actually, decides to play this one a little bit more aggressive. He's trying to fend them off without utility. Crazy thing is, he's succeeding? They think there's gonna be more. They're overthinking it. They're walking right back and look at the outside setup. He's ready for this.
Pretty damn decent. No issue. At least Rouse has got some answer back. Wait, this is working for 9. How is this going right for 9? At least Sammy is still around and causing some chaos, making it a little bit more difficult to cross. Kragan being low is brilliant for Sammy. Are we going to witness a drive-by? Well, something like it. Fallon. That distance is always going to favor you on the Kalashnikov. And Sammy realizes he's the last man standing for his team. Fallon closes up the gap, and it's enough. Double kill for him by the end of this one. And it's 9 back-to-back. It's important that you don't lose the follow-up like they did the previous half.
I'm not gonna lie to you, those rounds are getting really, really scary. That's my main concern. Obviously, 9 have now put themselves in a really exciting position, but the fact that you're thinking about the rounds that ESC were winning, those were the clean ones in the first half. 9, every single time there's a bit of an asterisk, a big multi-kill is needed out of someone, or you make a tricky decision, but you are still able to get them over the line. Faven now on 13 kills, leveling up with Rouse and Moto, so we're looking at a bit of a team effort, in ESC deciding to go for another force buy. This is a big chance that they're taking.
Yeah, you got a swag 7 on Moonwalk. Let's see indeed how much swag it can provide.
That's a 6-10 if you don't win here. You can't keep on forcing. You've got 2 rifles, an MP9, a Deagle, and a Max 7. This is a good start from Reiko, but it's still not a done deal.
Is it an upgrade? No, he's lost his life, so it doesn't matter if it's an upgrade or not. Oh, Limp, you've got to hold on to your life here, mate. If you lose it, that might just be the round as well. Who's Elo delivery? Either way.
Samey,
right.
Yeah.
Into the B site, 9 go.
He's not really been delivering the elo so far, though. Not having an awful game, but not having the best one ever either. Obviously, we haven't really seen him on deal, but this is where you're starting to get a little bit worried, right? Moonwall goes down. This was never going to be an easy retake, and by me, I mean, realistically, you're probably not expected to win a 1 versus 3 like this with no kit, no utility, no chance in the world. And now you're looking at the money of ESC and you're starting to scratch your head a little bit, asking yourselves, did we really need that second force buy? Obviously, you're going to look at the money on the T side and you're going to say, well, we did inflict the damage. We wanted to capitalize on the opportunity and, I guess, put insult to injury. But now that it hasn't worked out, you need to go for an eco. And this is 9 suddenly looking like they could run away with this nuke. And this is not really something that we were talking about before the start of this one, Pavlos.
No,
9 winning nuke was never supposed to be on the table. It was all about whether we're going to go to a third map or ESC. We're going to be winning this one in a 2-0 fashion. And suddenly, the story changes from 9 need 3 maps if they want to win the series to have ESC flopped it.
Yeah, no, I just had a look at my bingo card again, Ted. 9 winning nuke was not on it.
That is proof that we are getting older, the fact that you've got a bingo card. Right on your desk. Getting ready for a wild Saturday night, I guess.
Yeah, mate. It's the way to roll. You haven't played a good bingo night, you haven't lived. For a moment there, I was worried. If Olimp was able to get his second one, and I might still be worried. You've got the numbers here, ESC. Thing is, rifles out of reach. And 9 know this, so they're defending them for now. But at some point, you've got to take a move on. You've got to take a gander towards these sites.
It's a little bit ballsy, the fact that you know it's going to be pistols on the other side. You just want to hold for the pushes, and you're just walking into them. Sammy, delete Seja.
You're not checking by me's angle either at this point. You might do, but...
They should.
Samy's done a lot to distract. Yeah, they're not testing it. They're not going for it, and I don't blame them. That is scary. Still, pick up onto Sammy. No one revealing themselves on the opposite side.
That creates an opportunity, though. The peek from the Digo, I guess you're going for the information, but they should clear out the boost. There's pistols on the other side, and yeah, Moto's got it.
Oh, he just brought 9 back into this round. Oh, boy, did it get close. Able to find these individuals.
20 seconds. They are going A. Reiko's still up there. Did he went down the vent? They've left it. Yeah, they've misread it. They've just left the A bomb site completely.
I mean,
where's Moonwalk coming from? He's coming in heaven.
It's trivial. Oh, Moonwalk. Okay. Wanted to see if we can gain more information, but instead finds the final kill. Relax, mate. Take a breathe in. A breath of air. 4 points of health, but Reiko closes up the gap as well. Oh, Reiko wins the 1v1. And indeed, it's a pistol round to get ESC in the fight. They forced up nearly every single round they had, and the one they didn't, they win.
That's absolutely... it's absolutely devastating for 9. This is a nail-biter, it really is. This is a round that you should have been winning a lot easier than the previous ones. A couple pistols, a couple Famuses, and it felt like they were able to recover, right? Moto does so much good work in towards that ramp position, but then Moonwall comes in. A bit unfortunate for Ross that he turns around right after the correct timing. Half a second earlier, he probably guessed that kill. And Moto, you can't really fault him for not clutching up in the 1v2. He did so much, but he needed a little bit of help.
Yeah, and now 9 is the one struggling on that economical department, and ESC have got themselves a full buy with 2 AKs and an AWP. How are the turntables?
Yeah, they're setting up for an A-pop. Kragan's leveling up the flashes and the Molotov.
I mean, what close by? It's not like there isn't enough defenders around for ESC. Pop flashes. HE to break the smoke. Moonwalk closing up the gap, and it's Bimey that gets a lot done by himself. Moonwalk wants to go for the swing. Off the back of the HE. 9 are having none of it. They've realized they've missed a chance. But are they going in for round number 2? HE. And that softened them up a little bit. Could allow these rifles to spray across the smoke and get the pickups they need. And 9 putting a pause to this. It does beg the question, what's next?
I wouldn't mind a save at this point. I mean, in 45 seconds, you've got 2 rifles, one of them 21 HP, the other one 32 HP. Kragan is the only one that doesn't lose anything if he goes in and just dies in this round. Are you really thinking that you could get away with something like this? You don't have a single player over 34 HP. And I rate the fact that they're trying to cancel and look for something else in towards the round, but look at the double rotation coming in from ESC.
Yeah, look at all the information indeed. By process of elimination, you'll realise that it is a ramp cross. Rounds loses his life, makes things a lot more tough.
Might get a bomb plant.
And that wouldn't be the end of the world.
Nope.
But you might not get a bomb plant. Oh, you might even end up winning the round if you get another pick, that is. But you don't. Plenty of players to hold that smoke down. ESC back-to-back rounds on the CT side.
It's incredibly good impact coming in from Buy Me, by the way, and there's so many conversations you could have about multiple players on this lineup. We can speak about Olymp and how much of a proactive in-game leader he is. We can speak about Sami's redemption arc after, I guess, being left behind after all of his ex-teammates from Sanga last year went over to Heroic, or at least the majority of them. Jota went over to Eternal Fire, which ended up becoming Aurora, so he's the only one that stayed in Tier 2 in a way. Moonwalk, who had a leave between December of 2023 and literally earlier this year in May 2025 when he got picked up, but Baime's been incredibly consistent.
Fast push here from ESC, and it does catch 9 off guard. Sure, it was a pistol, but it's a clean one at that, keeping all rifles afloat. It's no small deal for a team like ESC. It looks like they're digging their heels deep into the ground right now, Ted, and it's looking dangerous for 9.
It is looking dangerous for that chicken as well. Make sure you go and check out the dispatch. I don't know if I was a chicken if my dream would be for Stunner to hold me like this. Maybe the chicken likes it, you know? Maybe it's being treated fairly.
I think it's up there as life goals for a chicken.
Hopefully it stays alive after Christmas.
Or Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving comes.
Or Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah. Or Sunday roast. Probably want to cook
Hopefully it survives in general.
Good luck. But let's see who survives in this round. So far, so forth. Kragan has bought space for his team to walk into. Delivery. Basically, Sami gets a pick there. And it does keep this T side a bit malleable. Thing is, there are some spray shots coming across the smoke, and it's done a lot towards Rouse. Bomb hasn't gone down yet. You don't feel safe. And I don't blame you.
Don't put the pressure. Look at that. They're not even going to let them get for the bomb plant. Baime's going to be able to get a double all and put another one. They're not letting 9 catch a breath.
It was a constant poke and pull here from ESC. Didn't allow them to get settled in.
Yeah, it's like a Katy Perry song, right? Now it's hot, then it's cold. They're yes, they're no. They're just coming in for the fights. They pull back, they go again. They're not letting them find any comfort whatsoever.
I can't believe you just made a Katy Perry reference, Ted.
I think it was right where it was.
It was perfect for the moment, yeah. It was indeed.
Quite tough. A tough situation, 9 find themselves in, by the way.
I'm telling you.
Nice.
I'll tell you what's not nice, though. 9 situation.
They're going for another A-pop. I don't really hate it. It feels like they've been able to get onto the bomb size. This time, they have 2 players coming in from outside, though.
Oh. Got a little bit scared there from Moonwalk, but he's able to find one. And indeed, now I'm entering scared territory. Though, the fact that Olymp did get a couple of picks did give you ESC back pole position. Seajot struggling. He's bleeding all over the man. Probably
That's
missing
insane.
a couple of limbs.
It feels like every single time 9 are onto something, there's one individual out of the side of ESC to just come in with a multi-kill. That tells you why they are the 3rd best team when it comes down to multi-kills in this entire season of Challenger League. Best multi-kill team, well, 6th best multi-kill team in the world over the last 3 months.
Sure.
Best team in the world when it comes down to 4v5s and 5v4s. Obviously, this is no filters applied, so we're not talking top 50 or Europe NA or whatever, but still, their multi-killing has been phenomenal. It really has been. And you can see it as an example. Seajot is not winning that clutch. I'm going to ruin it for everyone, and I'm really sorry, but he's down so low, and Olymp is holding, and this is going to be the easiest triple kill in Olymp's life.
Well, not the first 2 picks. I didn't quite see how those went down, but the 3rd, sure, yeah, indeed. Quite the simple endeavor by the end. But, you know, Ted, for a Nuke, this is extremely fast-paced. I'm not used to this at all. And this is a close game, right? 11-9. We're entering the latter stage of this game where, you know, things, you know, have progressed to round 21. And I feel like
I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
I really do. I think it's ESC's traditional style is to be hyper-aggressive. We kind of talked about it before the start of the game, right? They like fast-paced Counter-Strike. Nine have been trying to match that. I just feel like it's incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah, no one can out-ESC.
It's like a sprint, but a marathon sprint, you know? It's something in between.
It's intermittent walking?
A little bit faster.
Or running. Talk about multi-kills, Ted. That's a two-piece for Olim to get things going.
No, never letting them get set up. And Rouse is going to get caught with a nade in hand. That's the bomb drop. This is the round looking over already, Pavlos. And that's round number 21. This is probably the most important one so far for 9. Pavin's been shut down. Look at him go. They're just trying to swarm them. They're running towards Kragan.
He's throwing a flash in the air because he knows he's being pressured onto the wall here. But indeed, Ted, that was the most important round for 9. And they didn't quite win it. ESC on 12. And how do things change so quickly? Push of a button. Take your minds to just a few rounds ago, the start of the half, where ESC were forcing one round after the other, and they weren't winning a single one. But it was a pistol round that changed the status quo.
I feel like if you're Barry right now, you really are thinking about this, and you're saying, well, we actually did have an opportunity, but we let them right back in. And the moment that you let them in, they're like an avalanche.
3 rounds in a row needed, 9. Can you provide it? Can you add some spice? Olim, deep angle. And it's an off position that Cjok can't quite read in time. Well, that was a delivery for sure. Towards Sammy, and indeed it's going to be a flawless round to close things out on map number 1. How about that, Ted? Not what I expected, but ESC get the result we thought they'd get either way.
Let me tell you what, Pavlos, this is Tier 2 Counter-Strike history right in front of our very eyes. This is 22 out of 23 maps on Nuke that ESC have won. That is absolutely phenomenal, and they keep it going. They look perfect. They look like they're in shape. They look like they want to be top 4 in ESL Challenger. And even though the map pick of 9 is still about to start in a couple of minutes, I feel like they're going to have a really tough time trying to get ESC out of their comfort zone.
Oh, yeah, it's a really tough one, isn't it? And, you know, you've got to try and look at the positives for 9, generally, for this one, right? They were able to keep up the pace with their opponents at the start, but on the T side, they just really couldn't match it. ESC, very disruptive, but on the positive side, they will no longer be fighting on Nuke, Ted, because this was so one-sided for ESC. Let's go to a break, though. 9 have a few minutes to recover after what we just saw and see if they've got what it takes to come back in the next.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
Welcome back to the action, folks. ESL 50 here, and currently between ESC and 9, it is a 1-0 lead for the former Ted. Now, sure, we did expect ESC to win the first map, but 9 did quite give them a run for their money.
I feel like they did, yeah. I think 9 deserve a little bit of props for the way that they started things off. And, you know, we had that conversation. Map number 2 was in their grasp up until it wasn't, pretty much. Or map number 1 in the second half, sorry. They started it off nicely on the T side, won the pistol, won the conversions. They had a nice little lead. Probably should have been a 10-6 in their favor. But then you lose against the half buy. And it kind of felt like that was a massive momentum switch for the side of ESC and for the side of 9. I feel like that quality of being a little bit more disruptive for the side of ESC is one of their best. Now we're moving into Dust2, though, and I feel like this is where things get really interesting because 9 are the ones to choose this map. They did beat Johnny Speeds on it around 11 days ago here in ECO, right, and that was a 13-5. But in general, it always has been a hit or miss for the side of 9. It's always been a 50-50. We can't really say that Dust2 is per se their most comfortable ground ever.
Yeah, and I think you could say the same thing about ESC, right? I mean, not being comfortable on it means that you don't regularly and consistently get wins like they do, for example, on Nuke, and I feel like that's the case they do have here, right? And sure, you played it how many times already this month? That is a total of 9 times this month, and you have dropped it 3 times as well. No, make that 10 times. Make it, yeah, 9 times, and you dropped it 4 times. So at the same time, you know, it's not on that consistent level, and they always have these close results. You know, struggle closing it out. So maybe that's what 9 are banking on here, trying to go for this punish pick. Would you say?
I feel like there is one massive angle that we need to address going into this one, and this has to be the Opers, man. I have been really impressed by what we've seen out of Moto so far since his addition to the team, and I know I'm saying that on the back of them being eliminated after 2 losses from StarLadder Star Series 19, and here losing map number 1. But it just feels like Moto's bringing in a lot of impact, both as an Oper and as a rifle, whenever he's needed to rifle, right? I think he's playing incredibly solid Counter-Strike. And on the other side, you're looking at Sammy, who's been getting a lot of good performances, but Dust2 is usually one of the maps on which he's not really thriving, right? That was the case when he was back on Sangao. As of right now, in the last 3 months, he's been the lowest rated player of ESC on this map. So you are looking at one advantage that 9 might have going into this, is the fact that I feel like Moto's always been a big fan of Dust2, as most Romanian teams and Opers have been, but I feel like this is the type of advantage that 9 could be after going into this map, because as we know, it is an Opers Paradise. There's no reason to go into too much detail about that, but I feel like the impact that Moto can bring to the table is definitely going to be key.
I mean, we didn't get to see Sammy play on the AWP too much on Nuke either, right? And I just want to get your glimpse on this as well, your opinion, because look, the style of play that ESC go for, I don't know if that carries through the rest of the maps, but for Nuke at least, very fast pace. Is an AWP role that important for them in a position like that?
It's definitely important, as in holding on angles, being a little bit more supportive. It's not easy, though. It's really difficult to be an Oper on a team that consists of so many aggressive and space-taking rifles, but this is one of the good qualities of Sammy. He's always been really good at finding his place on teams like these. With that being said, we are ready to jump into map 2, folks, and we've got a bit of a lower push coming in from the CT side. 9 biding their time. Molly lower, smoke doors, looking like a short pop.
They know that he's here, but they don't quite know Moonwalk's around as well. That Xbox smoke working like a charm for 9, permitting the cross of all 5 players on the receiving end. You've got Sammy, you've got Reiko. The smokes are starting to pop to provide some extra cover. Goosh is coming through. Reiko with a double. Moonwalk chiming in as well in the back line. And there's a lot of pressure coming into this catwalk side. Ralph's getting a lot across, but Falcon's left on the hot seat. But Blamey gets ahead with a double kill to close. ESC with their first pistol win of the series.
The bomb just gets dropped. They had to go back. They get all the kills. They just couldn't proceed. It was a great pistol round coming out of 9 all in all when you think about it. Molly towards lower, you smoke off Xbox, you hear the player shooting you from lower, so you know there's probably someone else if he's that brave trying to go for those spams through the smokes with the ESP. You scale up A, you get a lot of the kills. Then suddenly, it feels like everything was perfect. You have the Avanger smoke, so you fight the guys into our side the moment that you're crossing. There couldn't be anyone just jiggling from long and trying to go for the one-taps. It was a great piss around by design from the side of 9. It's just a really good reaction. Those lower players start pushing. Reiko gets a double, by me with 2 more. We're talking about him and his great performance on map number 1. He's bringing in the goods at the start of Dust 2 as well.
Yeah, it's really cool to see this change of pace as well. ESC continue with their ways on that CT side as pushing into lower tunnels from the get-go, pressing the matter at the very start of the round, start of the map.
I mean, there is a really simple way to describe what you need to do in order to neutralize ESC. You just need to humble them. And as much as it might sound really easy to say and it might sound really trivial, but you really need to, right? That's the reason BC Game finds so much success against those guys, because Simple's got no issues with just going in for fights against them. But if you're unable to do that on an individual level, then you're probably going to be in for a really tough ride against those guys. They're never going to give you a lot of room until you deserve, and you show that you deserve to be given that room.
Looking at the early damage, though, for this round, Modo down to 15. Reiko, I think, received a scout shot to his elbow, and therefore down to 48 points of health himself. There is a lower tunnels exploration coming through here from Olymp, so he's going to clear a lot of ground. And now the push comes through. You've got Moonwalk holding this long position. This is going to be interesting. No assistance, but you can see Reiko closing up the gap as well. Bolstering up the angle. Kragan wins the first exchange. Low on health are a couple of these 9 players. Reiko tries to clean up, but not able to do it across the board. Still though, 9 having the numbers advantage. Still look to maintain this long position. Still rotate from Olymp. Trying to close up the gap, trying to be relevant, but 9 sticking to their guns, want to make sure this A site could be there. Swing out from by me, doesn't go to plan. Do 9 switch up the position now?
That's a tough one. 30 seconds on the clock. They can't rotate back B. They need to force their way through Olymp and Sami.
Smoke. But a gap can be exploited. Gets caught by C-Shot. Great read from 9. But Sami's got a lot on his hands. And that MP9 cannot deal with 2 players at the same time. That's a little bit too tough. And 9, give ESC a taste of their own medicine as what was delivered in map number 1.
Yeah, we're seeing some great impact coming in from Faven once again, and from Rouse in the killing department. A couple good tags coming in from the scout, but Faven is the type of person that you're looking at from this team and saying, well, he is the only one that's actually played Tier 1 Counter-Strike for a longer time, so sure. You are expecting him to be stepping up, and I think he's been gradually improving his form over the last couple of months. I really can't think of a time and place where I've seen Faven play and I've told, well, he's underwhelming. I don't think he's ever been. I just don't think he's too spectacular a lot of the time, but most of the time you know what you're going to get out of him, and that's going to be a lot of stability, which is always underrated.
ESC never shy about going that extra mile to gain the information they need on the CT side, and we're seeing it again. Look at that right-hand side on the minimap. Reiko going deep.
You have to be careful with this. One wrong timing. Oh my god. The scout has already rocked C-Shot. And you're looking at those pistols lining up for the push in towards long. Kragan needs to make sure he doesn't go down there.
You're talking about scoped gunplay and Sami needing to have impact for this one for ESC. And he's already looking to chime in as soon as he gets a scoped gun on his hands.
Still terrifying. 5-7 close range.
It's a game of chicken. Similarly, on the long angle as well, Moonwalk going for the cross, but Faven able to have the patience to deal with by me. Moonwalk. Oh, he's the one that's doing the egoing on the server right now.
Where do you go?
Rifle to upgrade? I'm not sure. Still, though, you're locked in the middle of 2 sides, and neither are a great option right now for you.
And the scout's here as well. You try and go up short, he's going to be tagging you down. Moto down to 49 HP. This is terrifying.
Rouse takes the fight. And it works in his favor. You've got to move quick. Oh, dear me. And I think Olim knows. He's calling Moonwalk over. He's heard the commotion and the footsteps. Flash coming through. Rouse to walk over. This should be a simple pickup, but Olive will make it difficult. Moonwalk gets here right on time to get the trade across for ESC. They're right back on track in their winning ways.
This is their worst nightmare, man. 9 just can't convert against the half-bites, against the forces. Look at that, the double push out of long. That second shot out of Moonwalk. This was electric out of the Digo, and Olem needed 1 kill, and he's able to get it on the jumping Mac 10 out of O, and Ross wasn't even that low. He needed a couple bullets to connect to the body. They're just not letting 9 feel like they're in control.
It's crazy.
It's either a close game or you're getting completely blown out of the water. There's no third option when you're playing against ESC. You're never dominating them.
Well, at least there's something that resembles an investment for 9.
It's alright with the rifles. Issue is you've got enough utility for 1 execution into or short. 1 flash, 2 smokes, no, 2 flashes, sorry, and 1 Molotov. And Moonwalk is there to try and slow you down.
Peekaboo.
Decides to stay.
Not for long.
They've got a couple HEs though. If they get the timings right.
Boom. Not too bad.
There's one. There's another one on Sammy.
Smoke in CT has begged the question, is this a mid to B cross? And it just might be. But the smoke fades. And it's looking to be replaced. Moonwalk looks to walk past it. Modo holding that position, but I'm afraid Moonwalk is holding thin. Oh, Rouse! Oh, a little bit of tunnel vision there, and it might just end up being costly. 9 end up dropping back though. Pivot towards the safe side. Is ESC equipped for it?
They're still here. 2 players. They don't know about Sammy as well.
Swing out. It's Raker with the pickup. Sammy still having bullets in the chamber to swing. Holding his ground. Olymp also closes up the gap from behind. It's a pincer maneuver where Fabman doesn't know where to look, where to hide, where to run. He's done some damage. He's found on the pick, but he's run out of bullets to shower onto Sammy. God, that got close, but ESC are on top.
And there wasn't enough time as well. I mean, no matter what was going on, they were not winning this round. ESC are just not over-rotating. They're dealing with everything so perfectly. 9 try and go back B. That play through the smoke was absolutely mad. And the fact that Rouse doesn't see him, I mean, it's just straight up unfortunate. You get 1 kill out of this, then they're worried whether they should go B, whether they should go A. And there was just 2 players on both bomb sides. ESC, they're just so confident in their individuals.
Confident in themselves and each other.
And look at that, by the way. They've just thrown that smoke in towards the deep B tunnels, and they've left B for the first, what, 20 seconds of the round? Just now, Sammy has arrived to the scene.
Would be quite the cash up. And Bimey ends up with a lot here. Instead, Fabman decides to go berserk. Sure, that could happen.
You've given them a couple guns. Good news is the M4 is towards short, and you can't really get your hands on it. That's good news for the CTs, obviously, and Olympus coming in with the backstab. Sammy's still going to get tested.
All right. He's got the cover of sight, realized his opponents are aggressing. Molly, but they've already walked past it. Can he isolate? And how many? Oh, maybe all of them. And indeed it is. Moonwalk there as a distraction. And it's enough for Sammy to find them all.
Yeah, it gets a little bit scrappy there for a second with the double setup in towards lower. Good shooting coming out of Favan. We're going to check it out on the replay. By me getting the first one. Actually, we didn't see the ego kills. So yeah.
Sad.
Sorry, guys.
It happened, though. It happened. Not too bad.
Yeah, that's a lesson. You never trust me when I promise you something.
I mean, Favan's got the best KD on the server right now. He's been doing pretty well all across the board. It's just that when ESC have 5 individuals firing as well as they are, it's always going to be a hard task to close things out.
Late won't take. Look at the double nade. They're just going to get blown away. Reiko goes down or gets a kill. Kraken goes down without seeing anyone, but C-Shot is there to fight back.
That's the best opening 9 have had so far this map long. Can they use it to their advantage? C-Shot's low, so you're not going to be taking fights with too much confidence, but you might just be a body to throw in the mix and distract. Smoke is cover, but an opening to be exploited.
Car player.
HE thrown, and somehow it's the USP that does the damage. Sammy says that's illegal, and we agree.
I've got no clue what is going on right now, by the way, and I feel like 9 feel the same way. Look at the double nade. Look at how good the timing is. I mean, if you're 9, you're thinking, what the hell? This is the first time we've tried something like this. It's the first time we've tried a long pop like this, and they double nade us?
Did Olim not buy this round? He didn't have a rifle on him at all, did he?
I don't want to talk about it. I really don't want to talk about it. What I will say is that they have been getting constantly BM'd right now. That's been it's been a tough one. You nailed it as well. Favin's been having a good game too, but ESC are just winning all of those rounds, and even though they're close, it doesn't really matter, does it? This is elimination on the line, and you're 1-5 down on map 2.
Oh, what a run from 9, though. They've had such a brilliant run. They have to lose. The only game that got them to the lower bracket was a forfeit. I'm assuming schedule differences.
Yeah.
Well, this is where you get tested. ESC have been having a great month and a half, and they don't want that to stop. Picking up an ECL wouldn't be too bad of an outcome either.
Yeah, that was a little bit overzealous out of Reiko. I get that the T's were putting pressure in towards Long in the meantime, but he's given away a rifle. Let's see what Ross can do with it.
Yeah, Moonwalk's got the right idea here. Smoke phase, and it favors him. Smoke's right back up, but I have a feeling that Moonwalk won't think twice against going for the swing. He does, but flash comes through, back to safety, but no issue for Olim to clean up. Just sprays mouse 1, accounts for the spray as well, and there you go, 6-1 now for ESC. These numbers are starting to rack up. Finally, you've got another buy back in here, 9, but if you don't start winning rounds now, it's going to get out of hand.
This is just continuing a streak of so many good events out of ESC as well if they get a 2-0 win out of 9. This is scary. They've been sent to the lower bracket by BC Game, and at this point it feels like they're ready to do anything to get right back on track. Now this is much better for Moto.
We did say he's a win condition.
Oh my god.
But for how long? That nade could be it. No, Favin survives it.
Some of those reactions are just so quick.
Another nade is thrown.
They're just getting kills that they shouldn't be. This is how impressive the individual level is right now on ESC. They're in flow state.
Sometimes you ask the question, how long can they be in flow state for?
According to my records, for between 15 and 20 best of 3s.
It's ridiculous. Truly is.
It's a long flow state.
What if it's just not a flow state? What if just...
Mine usually lasts about 15 seconds.
Yeah. Mine hasn't appeared yet. Moonwalk, though, will appear on his opponent's screens to their despair. He doesn't answer back, but both of them low, which means it's going to be easy pickings for the remaining ESC players. Bimey and Olymp. They're in the right position for this. And no regard of respect. They're going straight for the fight. And obviously you've got the elevation advantage as well. At the high-low, the double peak, there's not much that goes in favor of 9 in that situation.
Do you know what's the worst thing about what's going on to 9 right now, Pavlos? It's the fact that you get double peak like this if you're Favin in towards Long and you're smiling, you're a little bit upset, you're saying, well, what are you doing? But then at the same time, you know what they're doing. You know why they're going for those plays. You know that they are in a position where they can afford to, and they just know they're going to get away with it. They just haven't really been able to punish, and it's a bit of a shame for Favin, but 9, they just need rounds, and they need them desperately. It's crisis time.
You know how we said 4 rounds ago that Favin has got 9 kills since he's only gotten 1. Rouse has been able to catch up a little bit, but if it's not reflected on the round score, does it really matter? That's a great itchy break and a great collection as well. Sammy holds a line and Olim goes up the gap. He's not slowing down at all. Was there a flash throughout that?
Nope.
Probably not. Dry peak.
Just one.
9 can now take the side.
A little bit of veto coming in, though. There's going to be a couple of HEs falling right on top of the planter. Big one out of Kragan.
Okay, finally 9 ready to humble their opponents. Show them that they need to be respected.
Oh, they've lost Moto. That's going to be a little bit tough. You need to be careful about Long now.
And do you know there's 2 players coming in from long? That's also an issue. That smoke gives them quite a lot of space. Catwalk also being taken up. Kragan collected. But he's low. Moonwalk. Looking down. So his head isn't revealed. But by me, he's been able to bring it to 1v1. Running out of time, running out of space. Does he have a kit? Does he have a kit? Yes, he does. And does he have the time? It's going to be close. He's got it. He's got it. No way! It's ridiculous. You can't not make this up.
They can't lose a round. I don't know what it is. There's some spell. There's some curse onto 9. They just can't win a round. And vice versa for ESC. They can't lose one. Look at the defense. Look at Olim. He's just swinging. There was a flash, but it didn't catch anyone. He's just swinging, going for the play. Doesn't get punished in the end in terms of the round. Bimey's there with the 1v2 clutch. It doesn't really matter how winnable a round looks for the side of 9. They just can't convert. And this is a good tactical timeout out of Barry. Obviously, you're trying to kill the tempo a little bit, the momentum on the other side. You know a lot of those rounds have been going down to the wire, but does it really matter towards the end how many close rounds there was? I guess for the context of how we lost, sure, but for the end result, for the fact that you're going to be going out of the tournament, not at all. It doesn't change a thing.
Boy. I mean, we've been laughing a little bit around this, right? How comedic some of these situations are, how close these rounds have been, but ESC somehow able to find the answer. But for 9 at the same time, gut-wrenching.
I think if you're 9, you're laughing a little bit, but it's a lot of helplessness.
Because you can't really do anything else. What's the other resort? Cry? Or maybe answer back. Because now you've got double the amount of players available to you. If ESC somehow miraculously win this, I'm buying an ESC jersey.
I think you'd probably be the first one.
Okay, looks like I won't be buying an ESC jersey. Olim, fancy a 1v4? Okay, well, to be fair, that was still close. 3 players very low on this 9 side. But finally, breaking the silence. 9 on the board.
I do want to apologize to ESC about this. I felt like I was going to hit a spot. Felt like it was a good joke.
Hey, I mean,
have that one on the bingo card.
To be fair, no. Yeah, jabbing at teams today hasn't really been. Well, jabbing at teams in general, you know.
I think we've given them a lot of props, so it's kind of like you're keeping them in check. Oh my god! What a flick out of Moto. That's much better. That's much more like it. Tell you what, they get 4 rounds out of the T side. We might give them the benefit of the doubt.
Reiko, close to this. Has to go down, though, with a dink onto Kragan by the end. Still, Moonwalk closing up the gap. Moto reads it. Scoped in, crouched down, no issue at all. Bimey is in trouble. 1v3, and his opponent's not heading in his direction.
And they've got no money. I mean, they are going up short right now, which is a good thing for him. They're just sending Kragan on a bit of a scouting mission with the bomb right behind him. Thing is, if Kragan doesn't spot the player down CT, you're still going to commit. And Bimey's heard both of them. He's got a 1v2 here, and one of them is incredibly low on HP. The nade might even get the kill on Kragan. Actually, he's going to do it with the M4. Bomb does get planted. He seems to realize there's someone coming in from the backlines.
Oh, that is not too bad. Oh, but also Faven holds back, and that's very smart of him. So, Bimey's not going to win that one. 9. They could potentially do something very interesting here and gain 3 rounds in a row to put them on 8-4, which is not impossible to recover.
No, this is a great recovery out of 9, yeah. And once again, we're seeing Moto pick up that opening fight on towards Sammy and towards middle, by the way. This is not the first or the second time that's happened. Moto's had a couple impactful moments like these. I know you're looking at 7 kills. You're not necessarily struck down by how impressed you are out of his performance, but there has been some impact there from the T-side opener. 4 people B. This is a push. Poor Faven.
Pop flash. Oh dear. They've gone undiscovered for a little while longer. Cedric realizes there's a lot coming in his direction. Sammy gets some damage across. Raul's answer backs with a double of his own. This is already quite chaotic. But 9 2 players quite split apart. So now they need to regroup to figure out what they want to do next.
The worst part about all of this is that you've spotted 4 people, and you know you've spotted 4 people. Where's the 5th? That's the big question. He could be literally anywhere around the map. So, as you pointed out, you need to regroup. You need to try and keep this one together. You can't afford to let them get 9 rounds. Not against the lowest buy of them all, but look at Buy Me already. Look at that off angle. That's an awful one to clear out.
Surprise, now you know. Some chip damage, but you need to move out of that position. Kragan catches him. That is massive.
Look at the HP.
Both low. Now, you risk revealing your position here, Sammy. But it's a risk he's willing to take, as it will delay this bomb going down.
And he's repositioning. This is incredibly smart. You throw in that Molotov, they might think that you've crossed close in towards that CT spawn area, and he's just going to catch the Opera off guard. Moto's turning around.
Yeah.
Is he going to be ready for the timing?
No. The answer is a profound no. Sammy on the cross. Ramp angle for Kragan. Flash out, and it's enough of a distraction. Swing from Kragan, and it's enough to gain a 4th round, averting quite the travesty here. And hopefully they can potentially recover in the next.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of A to Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back.
A 3-round recovery coming out of 9 towards the end of the first half here, ladies and gentlemen. Lower bracket semi-final of ECL Season 50 Cup number 2 as 9 are trying to stay alive on their own map pick. Now, on the CT side, Pavlos, they need a pistol.
Yeah, and it's a mid-crunch here from ESC. I do have a couple of players around. One short, one lower. And that might prove to be what 9 need to get the pick. Kraken doesn't choose to peek. He's looking for that late rotate around, but there's 2 players distracted to the back line. And
B.
Buy Me that end up getting all the kills possible.
What?
It's ridiculous how quickly this one has fallen out of control for 9. ESC have got every single one of the players available to the action, and they can go wherever they please as long as they stick together.
I mean, look at the bomb. The bomb was in front of B this entire time. That was supposed to be a fake. You were supposed to be sending, what, 1-2 players out that A bomb site to just find something, and they just get all the kills. They walk into a bomb site with 4 people there, and all of them gets a triple. That is absolutely phenomenal. It's ludicrous. It's outrageous. Do you know what it is?
It's ESC.
It's surrender time.
No, I don't think it is, Ted. 9. I mean, they've fallen victims to a couple of force buys from ESC.
A quick dispatch of headshots. See what I did there?
That you can say, Ted. That you can say.
Go and watch the
lining
dispatch, folks.
For 9.
It's a great series.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
But you
know
can't
what
argue
I want
about
to see
this
there.
being a good series with 9. They haven't really been able to keep up with ESC's level. Oh boy. Modo.
You can say that again.
Not having fun, is he? Even though he's had quite some high impact rounds. Start of the round kills.
The bomb is B again.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What is going on, boys?
It just doesn't make sense.
They just want to fake so badly. They want to. They really want to. But 9, they're not letting them fake. Because they're
winning all the fights.
That is insane.
Oh boy, I don't want to be 9 in a situation like this. It's very painful. You've come so far in the tournament, in the top 5. So close to the final 4. Looks like it just wasn't meant to be here. I know we were already calling it over, but what else can you call it at this point in time, right? It's...
Call it domination. It honestly is a beautiful story, right? For those of you that are just joining into the stream, what ESC have been doing throughout the lower bracket is, I feel like, historical for Challenger League as well, right? They start their participation in the upper bracket with wins over Nexus and Nemiga in a 2-0 fashion, both of them. Then they lose a really close series against BC Game. That was an 8-13 on Mirage that they lose. Then they win Ancient 13-11, and then they lose on Dust 2 in a 16 or a 14-16 fashion with Simple dropping a 150 rating in the series. They're looking at the lower bracket. Nexus, Foot, Fnatic, and now this could be another 2-0. They've dropped only 3 maps in this entire event so far, 2 of them against BC Game.
And this round isn't going any better, especially with the pistol versus AK situation that's going on. Again, the bomb is on its own towards B.
And also, this is going to be 15 out of the last 16 best of 3s that they've won.
Yeah, it's quite the number. And that's going to be 11 in a row, and 11 in a row as well.
Polish tier 2 vitality, I guess.
I mean, sure. You want to see how far this squad can go, right? If they can bring this level of dominance or kind of bring a good fight against some tier 1 squads, you want to see them play in bigger and bigger events. And
I feel like they just want to get that rematch against Simple and BC Game so badly right now. They're just destroying everybody else. Faven holding on for dear life, but nothing he could do about this one either. We're just 2 rounds away, it feels like.
Yeah, it's a very real possibility they get that rematch against BC Game. Still in the fight. Well, I mean, BC Game could very possibly get them an automatic spot into the finals. But
I guess it is really interesting, isn't it? Because you are looking at probably the 3 most dominant teams in this entire tournament staying alive. And I feel like there's no surprises right here.
Right.
All 3 teams that are left, the Alliance, BC Game in the upper bracket, and potentially ESC, they are the 3 teams that deserve to be here the most.
did not have a chance to react to that at all. ESC continue to be feisty, hyper aggressive, so damn quick as well. CJ wanting to be the interrupter, but he's the one being interrupted. What is this? What is this?
I don't know.
What am I seeing? Explain
I really don't know. This is the third time Moonwalk has started upper B.
It's the 5th time. It's the 5th time you've had a player going solo B.
This time he's just gonna walk out. He's
Bro,
gonna
if
1v1.
Fallon gets the kill and gets
Fallon
the
is here.
defuse, that would be something.
This is terrifying. He can't plant the bomb. He literally can't. This is smart. What Moonwalk is doing is smart. He shouldn't be planting right now because he knows there's no way he's alone here. It feels too quiet. It's a 1v5 and Fallon's got a 1v1 against the bomb.
Moonwalk does not need to take this fight. He's just vibing. And then he does take the fight when his opponent isn't looking. Enough said. 12-4. And you might already call it over.
Might as well. What can you really do about it? Look at that. Picture perfect opening kill coming out of Sammy. They just clear up the map like it's nothing. It's like they're just running around having a shooting fiesta. Look at the kill distribution as well. Moonwalk 12 kills, Buy Me and Reiko 13 apiece, Olim 15, Sammy 16. All of them are styling on 9 right now. It's no contest.
You've broken the mental. That's what you've done. And you can't blame it. It's demoralizing. Look at this! Jumping in his opponent's face without a care in the world. What are they meant to do? ESC looking to close this one out. There is some sort of an answer, a resemblance of a fight back. Moonwalk has to fight for this. Bomb down 1v2. At least Nide are making them work for what could be the final round. Exit from doors. Oh, that is snappy. And he might be able to clutch it. Kragan, make sure that does not happen. And they live to fight another day.
I feel like at this point you can't even call it life. You can just call it survival. They're barely holding on. It's not a question of whether they're going to die or not. It's just about which breath is going to be our last one. And this is a great example of ESC just thinking the game was over. Overextending a little bit in the post plan. I guess you can't really fault them. They've been picking up the pace. Funny thing is, they don't really have a lot of money in the reserves there. Bank accounts are not dried out just yet, but they will be if they lose here without a bomb plant. So if you don't want any funky business on Dust 2, you probably want to focus and close it now. Just like this. Doesn't even need to see him.
Well, that aggressive maneuver from Rounds works fantastically.
Issue is, he's on an island right now. Sure, Buy Me is the one that's closest and he's got the bomb. C-shot, he needs to make a move. This is a great decision.
Upper tunnels, push out. Mid-crunch from ESC wanting to isolate Rouse, and that indeed they have. Favan, though, getting the pick onto Raiko means that you've given away the information of what you're trying to go for, and Buy Me is just snapping on his opponent's heads right now. You know the AWPer is on that right-hand side of the map, now crossing deep into mid, but you cannot interrupt the push into A. This position is so rough for Modo. Mollied off. Looking to jump on the ledge.
They haven't heard him scope. What?
Freebie. 2 pieces for Modo! 9 are still in this! Modo, what have you done?
What is going on? How didn't they hear the scopes? I mean, we could hear it from their POVs. He was just zooming in, zooming out, single, double zoom, no one was looking. They just didn't realize. It felt like they knew. It really felt like they knew. Look at that double kill out of Buy Me. That should have been it. That should have been the end of it. Look at Moto. He's just jumping up. He's zooming. No one is looking. Drops the first one. Flick onto the second. There goes her stand-in. And now we're talking about the money situation. Let's address that. Look at this. Moonwalk. Is he really on a Glock? He really is on a Glock. They don't have money to give him anything. Not even a pit 250.
Oh boy. Well, there goes Modo again. All imp on the lower cross, Modo gets away. Okay, that's something. Khalil picked up. This is still doable from ESC. It's crazy. Even on a weaker buy, but it's a force one. HG onto Olymp. That's some good splash damage.
The last thing you want right now is to get a little bit overzealous and think that this game is over. You shouldn't be rushing your way through that finish line. You're right there. Just need to take it one step at a time. Bomb holding for the push. This could be the end of the round right here. Might be so.
Timing.
One more.
Turns around on time. This time Kraken, though, is able to answer back. Bomb dropped 50 seconds. ESC need to reconsider this. Deep cross into Cat.
Look at
How far
Moonwalk.
Moonwalker's gone?
He's on the bomb side. They know what's going on right now. They should be looking about the rotations, and Moto's just going to get decapitated. Middle player lost. And they're on islands right now. Kraken, Faven, there's no way they help each other.
What's the plan? Catwalk, you know that's clear. You've just cleared the entirety of mid. Okay, take the safe route. 20 seconds. Kraken and Faven need to go nuts. For now, same position where Faven is going. Long push going in simultaneously, and both won by the ESC side. Boy, they had to make us sweat in the final 2 rounds there, but they nevertheless close out with dominance. ESC on an absolute tear right now in this tier 2 scene and continue their realm on this lower bracket run.
And it's not only in the ESL Challenger League, it's everywhere. ESC have won 15 out of their last 16 best of 3s in all events. They're on an absolute tear, winning 4 consecutive series here in the lower bracket as well, making it into the top 3. And they will be playing against the loser of BC Game in the Alliance for a spot in the grand final. This is complete domination. When you saw that 2-0 over Fnatic, the 19-17 on Ancient, the 13-1 on Overpass, you probably would have thought, well, they probably just had a good game. Now you've seen that game against 9, a 9 team that just got a map off of Na'Vi 2 days ago. Do you still think that this is just them having a good day, or is it just them raising the floor, raising the level?
Oh, it's definitely signs for things to come for ESC for sure. 9 scratching their heads after that, and definitely having to reconsider everything, all their choices. And sure, we started the series having the conversation about them figuring out who their AWP's going to be. Modo filling up that spot for that past month. How do you even come up with a verdict after a series like that? I feel like Modo was one of the positives for 9 this match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you are pointing fingers, it's probably Moto's probably the last person, right? He's the standing coming in as an AWPer, and he was one of the people to bring in the utmost amount of impact. I think in general he's been a really positive addition to that 9 lineup, and obviously we don't really know if he's going to stay permanently or if he's just going to stay as a temporary addition to this team. But I really hope he does stay on the team, or if he doesn't, I really hope he finds another one, because I think we've seen a much improved version of Moto to what he was able to bring forward at the start of the year when he was still on OG, and before that when he was on TSM.
Yeah, interesting situation here, Ted. Interesting times. This has been a brilliant show from ESC, and maybe if this continues, quite the brilliant run for them in the tournament. Any final words before we say goodbye to the folks tonight?
ESC is the best team in the world, man. No, not the best team in the world, but they are good. They are good. I feel like I really want to see them get that rematch against Simple after his tweet about wanting to be humbled, because those guys are wild. They play some incredibly entertaining Counter-Strike. They can't be tamed, and I absolutely love it. I'm here for this ride, baby.
Well, we'll be finding out who will be playing up against them in the lower bracket finals once BC Game and Alliance gets underway. Same time tomorrow again, folks. Don't miss it. Be here, and we'll see you then.